Yoko Better here, back with another video. And as you can see from the title, it is a book review on the second installment to the Thug series by Wahida Clark, and this is Every Thug Needs a Lady. Before I even get into the book review, if you are not subscribed to my channel, I want you to stop right now and hit that subscribe button. Also, if you are subscribed, make sure you hit that little bell button because that will send you notifications when I first upload, so you'll be the first to see when I upload. Alright you guys, let's get into the book. Like I said, this is the second installment to the Thug series by Wahida Clark, and I have to tell you guys, I think out of the books that I've read so far, this is my favorite book because I'm actually on the 4th book right now. I'm going to do the 3rd review very soon, but this book is just, this is when stuff gets real for real. So if you haven't watched the first review to the first book, Thugs and the Women That Love Them, you need to go watch that before you watch this. So let's backtrack just a little bit. If you didn't know, this book is about 4 young ladies, Angel, Kyra, Jazz, and Rosalind, and they are all friends. They all went to high school together, and now they're all successful women. One is Angel's a entertainment lawyer, Roz is a radiologist and a physical therapist, Jazz is a scientist, and Kyra is a doctor, but I think a psychologist. Yes. The only problem is these women cannot stay away from these quote-unquote thug men. Like, all of them are very successful women, but all their boyfriends are like drug dealers or ex-drug dealers. One girl was dating a pimp at one time. Like, it's crazy. Like I said, if you want to hear more about that, you need to go watch my first review on the first book. And in the first book, you hear more about Jazz, Kyra, and Angel, but in this particular book is when they talk a lot about Rosalind and a little more about Angel. Okay, the book starts off, the ladies are all at Kyra's baby shower. She's having a baby by her boyfriend Marvin, and he is also an ex-drug dealer. They're talking and, you know, they're reminiscing on like their lives and how much they have grown and they're being successful. And Rosalind goes into talking about how she's been feeling this guy. His name is Trey, but she really doesn't want to talk to Trey because Trey is a friend and associate and I guess partner drug dealer to her boyfriend named Nakaya. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But the only thing, Nakaya is in jail right now. So her friends are telling her, like, you know, you shouldn't deal with him because, you know, that's scandalous. Like, that's your man's friend or, like, his co-worker. Like, I don't know what other way to call it, like, co-drug dealer. I don't know. So she's like, no, I'm not messing with him. And she was saying that, you know, Nakaya has been doing me wrong recently. And when I went to go visit him in jail, he had another girl there. And the girl is pregnant by him. And so she was very heartbroken about that. So her friends were like, you know, well, if you feel that way, then you need to just dump him. But, you know, if you're going to talk to Trey, then you need to know that it's going to be some stuff that comes out of that. So Rosalind is like, no, you know, I'm not going to talk to his friend, even though he's really sexy or whatever. He's a nice, you know, dark skin, tall, braids. You know, they say like he kind of looks like Tyson Beckford, but better. But she's like, you know, no, that's scandalous. I'm not going to mess with him. So even through all of that, you know, Trey and her are actually friends, and she braids his hair from time to time. So there's one particular day he comes over and, you know, she's braiding his hair and he's flirting with her. Like, he really, really wants Rosalind. Like, he wants her. And he doesn't call her Rosalind. He calls her by her middle name, which is Tasha. So in the book, they don't really... Well, in this book, they really don't call her Rosalind anymore. They call her Tasha. So if I continue to call her Tasha throughout this review, just know that is also Rosalind, the same person. So anyway, you know, he's really attracted to Tasha. Like, he wants her. But she's like, you know, I deal with your homie, your boy or whatever. And he's like, you know, like, me and him is cool, but they ain't really my mans like that. So I feel like he in jail. He ain't getting out no time soon. You know, I feel like me and you should hook up. And she's like, no, that's wrong. All in all, he really seduces her, honestly. And, they start going together, they go out, they have a good time, and he treats her really, really well. So Tasha and Trey are dealing with each other now, and as time goes on, Tasha introduces Angel to Trey's friend. His name is Kaylin, and this is where Angel comes into the story. Kaylin is like Trey's right hand man. They've been doing business together forever. Of course, he's also a drug dealer, but they're trying to get out of the game, and they're trying to turn legit. So Angel starts, flirting with Kaylin, but she also just got a relationship too. And if you want to hear more about that relationship, you need to watch my first review on Every Thug Needs a Lady. But they're flirting and stuff, but she could tell that he wants her and he wants to have sex with her, and she's like, no, I'm not having sex with you, we just gonna be cool or whatever. So he's just like, all right, I want to get to know you, I want you to be my date for my birthday party. And he has this over the top extravagant birthday party, right? Like, it's all these celebrities there, and Fat Man Scoop is supposed to be the DJ, and it's just all these people, and it's just like had to be like 1,000 people at the birthday party. So when they get to the birthday party and she escorts him and stuff like that, they're having a good time. All their girls are there. Trey got his little birds he used to mess with all in his face, but Tasha is not worried about it because she this is her man. He been treating her good, and stuff like that. So she's chilling. So as Trey and Kaylin are entertaining the guests, Angel and Tasha, they go to the bar and they're chilling. Guess who the hell shows up? Nakaya. Wow. Nakaya comes and tries to talk to Tasha, but she's giving him the cold shoulder, obviously, because he cheated on her, had a whole baby on her, and stuff like that. And she's here with her new man. So he tries to, give Angel a hug, and he's like, why your friend acting like that? And Angel's like, I don't know, whatever. Even though Angel knows, but she's trying to, not make stuff blow up. So he interacts with Tasha, and it just goes downhill from that. I don't want to spoil that part of the book, but like, shit gets crazy. After Kaylin's party, Angel and Kaylin, they officially start dating, so it's real cute. It's like, it's Tasha and Trey, now it's Angel and Kaylin. They double date a lot because they're all friends and stuff like that. So Trey and Kaylin are trying to go legit. They're trying not to be drug dealers anymore. And they told the ladies, we got this last mission or thing we need to do to make sure that we're officially out of the game. We don't owe any debts. We don't have to do anything. We could be legit businessmen. So Trey gives Tasha all these instructions to do. If something happens to him, gives her the information for the lawyer, gives her keys to the apartments that he has, tells her where all his money is and stuff like that. And she starts going ballistic. She thinks something's bad gonna happen to him because she's like, why are you giving me all these instructions if nothing is supposed to happen, and he's just like, this is just in case something happens. And she's not trying to hear it. She's trying to stop him from leaving. She's crying, she's going ballistic. It's just bad. And he's like, babe, I'm sorry to do this to you, but you gotta let me do this, because if I don't, I'm gonna be stuck in this place, forever being a drug dealer, and this is something that I don't want to do. She ain't hearing it. So he finally gets away from her, and he finally leaves, and she's breaking down crying, and she goes to see Jazz and Fahim is trying to calm her down, and he's like, this is the type of life that we live, and you chose to deal with somebody in the game, and he's trying to console her, but she's really not trying to hear it. So then later on, she speaks to Angel and tells Angel what's going on, and Kaylin left her the same instructions, but she's not as broken up about it. I mean, she's sad, but like, Tasha is really taking it hard. So they do everything that the guys told them to do, and it had been 2.5 months since they heard from them. Like, after Trey had left Tasha that night, he told her everything to do, they hadn't heard from them in like 2 months. So it was crazy. So, kind of like after the 2 months, Angel and Tasha, they dealt with the realization that they might not hear back from Trey or Kaylin ever again. Until one day, one of Trey and Kaylin's friends named Bo, he had met them outside of a movie theater, and he told them, like, I got a little information for y'all that I want y'all to know about. So, he tells them, like, you need to go back to the house. You don't need to open this envelope, right here outside. So they go to the house, and they found out that Kaylin and Trey are in jail, you know, and the reason why they couldn't find them before, because the mission that they were supposed to do was in Mexico, and when they got caught in Mexico, they held them in Mexican jail for about 60 days. So when Tasha, she had looked them up in the system, and she didn't see them in the system during that time, but they were in the Mexican jail system, so they weren't there. But then they had transported them to the U.S. custody, and now they're in jail. And you know, they were so happy to hear that they weren't dead, but you know, they were sad that they were in jail. So you know, the ladies wasting no time to go visit their men in jail and to find out what the hell happened to them, why they didn't write, why they didn't send a bird signal to tell them that they were in jail or anything, you know. So Kayla and Trey told Angel and Tasha the reasons why that they couldn't contact them, and it wasn't intentional, you know. So during the time that they were in jail, the girls, they visited them all the time, you know. They was even sneaking in their little sex little things going on or whatever. So over time, I say over like the next 3 months or something like that, the guys wind up getting out of jail. And of course, the ladies were so happy that the men, you know, they beat their little case and that they were out of jail, and you know, they wanted to start their new lives. Tasha also finds out that she's pregnant, so she was at first a little scared about it, but when she told Trey, he was really happy. So you know, they wind up getting married, and also Kaylin wind up proposing to Angel. You know, that's a little spoiler, I'm sorry you guys, but you know, I didn't tell you every little thing in the book, so you can still read the book and still be surprised by a lot of stuff. So my rating for Every Thug Needs a Lady. I love this book. Wahida Clark, she writes so well, to the point like it's a page turner. Like, you don't want to put the book down. And since the books are not that long, like, you could read the book in like a day or whatever, depending on how fast you read. So I really enjoyed it. The storyline was really good. It was a little unique. Yes, it is a street novel and they talk a lot about drugs and sex and stuff like that, but it was kind of unique to the street literature genre to me. So with all that being said, I'm going to give this book 5 points. Like, that's how good the book was to me. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. So if you guys read this book, please leave in the comments what you thought about it. If you're going to read it, if you're interested in reading the Thug series at all, if you finished all 6 books, let me know what you think so far about the book. Okay, you guys, that is it for this review. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you would like to follow me on social media, all my social media will be down in the description box. Also, all of my other book reviews will be down in the description box. And that is it, you guys. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.